Hello, and welcome to De-Anonymization Attacks. My name is Weston Fiala. I'll be the first of the presenters for this topic. After that, we will have John Flood, Anna Ptasnik, David Wu, and Ernie Tsai. So, let's see, is it not going to go? There we are. So, I'm going to be giving an introduction to this topic, and then I'm going to conclude with an example of a Harvard bomb threat. After that, John will be talking about attacks and their relationship to big data. Anna will be covering attacks and their relationship to mobile computing. And David will be talking about the legal uses of de-anonymization. And finally, Ernie will have some of our future concerns and a conclusion about all of this topic. So, why do we have de-identified data? So, to start off, I'm just going to use the Wikipedia example of data anonymization enables the transfer of information across a boundary, such as between two departments within an agency or between two agencies, while reducing the risk of unidentified disclosure and in certain environments in a manner that enables evaluation and analytics post-anonymization. So, what that means is we de-identify our data so that we can move it around without risking the privacy of the individuals that data pertains to, while still being able to use that data to do useful things. So, what is de-anonymization with that idea? So, de-anonymization is the practice of matching anonymous data with publicly available information or other information in order to discover the individual to which the data belongs. And this can be good, or it could be bad. A good example would be you, as I'm going to talk about later, is matching up threats and terrorist attacks to someone who is not doing good things. But something could be bad is maybe your insurance would charge you extra and maybe deny you insurance if they knew about a pre-existing condition that otherwise would not have been known, but because of all the information they've collected, they were able to track it to you and then block you for having that condition. So, what I found to be a good example of de-anonymization was as follows. What would you do if you need to delay your finals because you just aren't ready for them yet? Well, the answer to one student was to send a bomb threat through the Tor network using a disposable email. And in 2013 at Harvard, this happened. And the school, getting a bomb threat, delayed finals, and then obviously began investigating because bomb threats are a very serious issue. And what they did was they looked at the email, looked at all the metadata attached to the email, and then tracked it backwards and found that it came from an email that was a sort of disposable, I think it was called Gorilla Mail, where you can create the email, send the email, and then it's gone. It's just a one and done type thing. And then it exited from Tor, so they didn't have a good way of actually tracking it back to who had sent it. But with a quick aside, if you do not know what Tor is a browser that has a known set of entry points and a known set of exit points. And in between those, it routes it between a bunch of different encrypted relays so that you don't know who is accessing what data. All you know is that an access goes into the network and an access comes out, but you have no idea who that access comes from. All you know is that an access happened. More or less, you can think of it as a black box that you can send requests into. The network does some routing to disguise who is doing what accesses, and then it comes out. And with that, how did the FBI get the guy? Well, start off, Harvard retains the logs of all the recent network activity for, they didn't say how long, but some period of time that was useful for the FBI. And with those logs, it is known basically every access on the campus, Wi-Fi and network. To access it, you have to log in using your campus ID. So you have the network activity, you have the ID that it's connected to, and then knowing that it came from the Tor network, they were able to determine that the bomb threat logs, so there were very few accesses to the Tor network. Because Tor is they're known entry points, they could tell who in the network was actually trying to talk to Tor. And there was some number of people that were there, and then narrowing down the motive of it was connected to delaying finals, they were able to narrow it down to one student who, when confronted, immediately said he was guilty. He did not try and hide it. It was a, yes, I did that. This is a type of de-anonymization attack that the FBI uses of taking a anonymous threat, tracking it back to a network, and then because of likely it would have come in from someone that had the motive, that is additional data, that they could further use to identify the person who was the culprit. So, that was a quick example of what de-anonymization can do, and now I'm going to pass it off to John. Thank you very much.